This is Matt for Into Boxing. Delighted for, I think, the second time we've done an interview. I think I caught you up on Fury White Week with Sugar Hill. Sugar, we're here in Jeddah. You're here with your young fighter, Ben Whittaker. He's going to be looking to put on a stunning display to add to his very impressive debut. Talk to me about Ben Whittaker. How pleased are you with his progression? I know you've not had him very long, but how pleased are you with him so far?
I'm definitely pleased with Ben being himself. And a part of being himself is his progression and learning what I'm teaching, because it's something that he wants. It's something that he wanted. So it's not like I'm trying to feed him something that he doesn't want. Like, he don't want carrots, and I'm trying to feed him carrots, and he really wants peas. Mushed peas, like a little baby. So it's something that he definitely wants, and he's enjoying. I'm enjoying the time with him, learning him and understanding him. And for the same with him, he's understanding me and he's learning me. And these are how great relationships start, very similar to myself and Tyson Fury, who I've just heard has been using some of my stuff, spreading it around.
It was giving the blueprint, I think, with Andy Lee on the body bag about how to attack the body.
I saw that video, right? And I text Tyson, I said, you know what? I said, I wish I was there to do that video with you, because I'd have that bison on, and you'd be hitting me to the body, I'd be walking you backwards to the ropes and have you punching me off the ropes. And he said, get up there, my boy. Yeah. Sugar man.
Mush. Yeah. As a trainer, obviously, we've seen the calibre of fighters you've trained before, but does it give you a bit of, extra bit of a buzz or motivation, the fact that you've got someone like Ben Whittaker who's 1-0, turned over from the amateurs, and you can now have this journey of trying to guide him to be a world champion? Does that give you a bit of an extra buzz as a trainer, coach?
It actually does for me, because at some point I stated in the Tyson Wilder 2, after that fight, I said something about retiring. And I said I want to start training amateurs to become world champions. So I guess it was something that I said, and here we are now. Ben Whittaker coming from amateur to being professional, on his way to being a world champion. And even to take a step further, in my my thoughts and my idea is Ben Whittaker will be the next big superstar in boxing.
When you look at Ben Whittaker, he has, and you almost feel like he's trying to market himself as that polarising figure of, whether you like me or don't like me, you'll watch me. Just from some of the stuff he's done, I spoke to him about this, like he had the money all pouring over him in one of his videos and stuff like that. Do you see that star quality in him where you think, you know what, in a few years, pay-per-view star quality?
I definitely do. Right now, Ben is just, he's just learning, and he's learning more about himself as well. So people can judge him how they want to judge him, but he's a young man, and he's learning life. And this is how you learn life. You go through things, you try different things. You don't always just come out and have the blueprint and knowing what you want to do. You have to go through certain things and try certain things to even see if you like it or not. And this is what I'm happy that Ben is doing. I'm okay 100% with everything that he's done and how he's doing it. We do a lot of talking, and I can see that he has matured and he's changed in certain things, just getting more comfortable with things. One of the things is also, him watching me like I'm watching him. So he watches me the way I carry myself and do certain things, and learns from that just as well as I watch him do certain things and learn from him. So it's just that crossover, that family bond, and that want to help and do for each other, that makes everything a lot better.
That's what I was sort of leading on to my next question. Do you feel like when you have a fighter that you have to almost care for that fighter? I don't mean maybe as a father figure, but you have to like them and want them to do well and know them as a person. Do you feel like you have to be that kind of way to give it your all as a coach?
I think it's the only way.
Yeah.
I don't even know what else to say about it. What you said was dead on straight. I do feel like you should have that, and I do hear out in the business that don't fall in love with the fighter, don't care about him so much.
Yeah.
We hear that, but for me it doesn't make sense, because that person's a human being.
Yeah.
And you should care for that person, because if the shoe was on the other foot, you want somebody to care for you.
Yeah.
So the easiest answer is always treat somebody how you want to be treated.
100%, and I think that goes in all walks of life and not just boxing. We'll stay on Ben just for a little bit. the short time you've had with him, what do you believe his best attribute is? He only showed us a glimpse in that first fight, a couple of percent of what he can do, but as a person or in the ring,
Yeah. I know what you want to know. Just let me get right into it.
you fire up.
His best attributes is just his own personality and how he's been since he's a kid. You look back videos when he was a little bald head, little big headed boy getting trained, going from little fights and stuff. You look at his attitude. Nothing's changed from then to now, and this is just a part of him. So for him being him, is his greatest attribute, and that's why I'm not trying to change him. And people get the misconceptions and the thoughts that I'm going to come in and say I'm going to change him into this Kronk style, But listen, people saying that don't really know what the Kronk style is, then obviously. So it's actually letting that person be who that person is.
Yeah, so the Kronk style, let's just elaborate, because I think when people say, oh, Tyson's now implementing the Kronk style, they assume it's just someone going over and bulldozing the fighter, when really it's not. I know you do, I know you like that, but can you explain to us a little bit from your point of view what it means to have that Kronk style?
Just a little bit, I'll give you.
Give me a smidge.
Just a smidge would be just the Kronk style is knowing how to set up your deadly punch, your power punch, as we could just call it. Pretty much, that's just a little smidget.
Yeah, because
You figure that out, and it's always changing, but it's a certain way to figure it out. I don't want to say it's quite easy, like I'm just some kind of genius, but there is a way to figure it out. But I mean, I don't find it too hard.
No. Well, I'm going to say, I think I remember Tyson saying when he first hooked up with you, not first because I know you knew each other way back when, but when you started this journey before the Wilder sort of second fight, third fight, he said that when you took him back in the gym, it was like he'd started again, you'd stripped him down.
Come here, little boy.
Yeah.
Come here. You see first in the gym?
Yeah.
Get over here.
He said
Put
you
your hands up and stand in the mirror and show me what your stands look like.
Yeah.
Nope, that's wrong. Put your hand right here. Put this hand over here. All right, what else? Nope, fix your feet. What are you standing like that for? Put your chin down. What you got turn your body this way. Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, he said he felt like
he was
a first. He's naturally like a fighting man, but he felt like, have I ever been have they ever been boxing before? Because you literally took him down to basics. How refreshing was it to see that you could take someone like Tyson, obviously world champion caliber fighter, in the gym and sort of say, we're starting again, and this is what you've got to do. How good was that to see that progression?
Hey, look at that smile. It's one of the best feelings, actually, just because it's not really because of me. It's because he took the time to take himself out of his comfortable zone and to be totally uncomfortable from all the things that he's known and been successful with. Take all of that and just say, you know what? Put that over here. Here, let me listen to you. Let me do what you tell me to do. For me, I don't know, but I'm hearing the questions. I'm hearing the answers and comments about the situation, like with Anthony Joshua and Garcia as coaching him, and how long will it take for him to adjust. And we all have this made up ideal on how long it should take for somebody to get used to training somebody. But all those are just ideas. It's not true. Everybody is made up differently.
Yeah.
Everybody's comprehension level is different, and everybody's wants and needs are different. So. Yeah, it happened for Tyson, but it doesn't mean it could happen for everybody.
Yeah.
If that's the case, there would have been lots of other fighters that I've trained that just totally listened to me, and they would be in different positions.
Let's talk about the big man now. One question I'm not going to ask you, because you must be sick and tired of hearing it, is, do you think he'll come out of retirement? Because ultimately, he's his own man, and he will dance to the beat of his own tune.
He's washed up, mad, and done with boxing. He hates it.
That's the headline I'm going with, but
he's washed up, dead, and tired of boxing.
I mean, looking at his social post, it doesn't look like that to me. He's in the gym, but I think that's part of him staying.
Picture this. There's a lot of depression going on here when you're expecting to fight somebody and then you don't. And this is going back to like maybe him fighting Wilder or him fighting Anthony Joshua a few years back when these fights were supposed to be made and they didn't make it. And even for him having a fight and catching COVID, not being able to fight, the man wants to fight, and this great love of his is so hard on him. You know, it's a relationship where it's like you love this person, but this person's treating you so bad.
Yeah.
So here's that's picture that as Tyson Fury. I love it, but it's treating me so bad at the same time because I want to fight. I want to, but there's everybody else who doesn't, and there's other things involved that doesn't allow me to fight. You know,
Yeah.
people wanting more money, or just the people wanting to fight you because it's a mandatory here, and then they're saying this. It's just a lot of back and forth, a lot of he said, she said, which in the court of law is called hearsay.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of that goes on, and it's just a business. But it can, it can bite you and it can hurt you. It can hurt you in a bad way, and I believe it hurts Tyson a lot for him to have to go through that. Him grinding his way from the bottom.
Yeah.
From the bottom now, before he was even loved by everybody. Like, it was a point where they didn't like him, and then he went through a stage, and now he's liked, and you feel like, okay, since I'm at this point, things should start happening for me. But then they don't. So yeah.
Do you feel that him sort of doing the retirement thing, and look, we'll never know, only he knows, but do you think him saying that is sort of, it's putting him in control, whereas if he gets him back and forth into negotiations, and I mean, I know he's gone back and forth with Derek and stuff like that.
You know that for sure?
Well, they have gone back and forth on social media, haven't they, for sure? I know, I've watched, but is that a way of him almost taking control? Because like you mentioned there, he has been through everything in boxing, I would say, from building his way up to then people not liking him, to being out the ring with the depression, to having this ridiculous comeback of like epic proportions, to then things not happening. Is this a way of him going, I'm in charge, I'm not fighting for now, but if I wanna, that'll be up to me?
You're the only person that said it that way, but yeah, that would be a way of being in charge, being in control. So I'm retired, so here, I control that.
Yeah.
Nobody else controls that about me in my boxing career as me as a fighter. I'm retired.
Yeah.
So that would definitely be taking control.
Yeah. Be interesting. What's the... When you,
Mad, there you go.
it were good, that one, that was good. I'm pleased with myself.
You said it, so I wouldn't have to say it. I've said it before, but it's like, yeah, it's good you said it now.
Yeah, look.
Well, I didn't say it. I thought it, so you're in my head already. I should just stop talking to you and let you just tell me everything I'm thinking.
I think if people listen to me for more than 10 minutes, my dulcet tones, I think this interview will stop probably after the introduction. So, let's not. Let's go there. One of the things I wrote down I wanted to ask you was how much sort of joy and pleasure and sort of how much did it reinvigorate you? Because we saw how much fun you had with Tyson in Vegas. You're there playing the air guitar. You could see that relationship and that bond.
I was playing a real guitar. Now you want to take my real guitar and turn it into an air guitar?
I mean, it looked real, but people calling it air, so I'm going with the majority.
I had a guitar in my hand. You can't tell me I didn't have a guitar in my hand.
I mean, you were rocking out. Anyone wearing Versace in a room like that was rocking out. Yeah.
I don't know if the cameras picked up on that, but I had a guitar in my hand.
You were just probably doing the strings so quick it was like a blur.
I don't know. I just had a guitar in my hand for sure.
Well, that guitar anyway. How much?
Les Paul.
How much joy did it give you working with Tyson, and how much sort of satisfaction did it give you that this journey you've had, whether it continues and he fights again or not? How much joy will you look back on this part of your career as a coach, and obviously seeing him develop as a fighter and as a champion?
Well, I'm going to always have this moment that I've shared with Tyson Fury as one of my highlights in my life and my boxing career, and moreover so my life. I've known him before, and we've had time together, and for us to just rekindle and to get right back at it was in the times that we had back then. It was like we never missed a beat. So me and the big GK back at it, and still talking to each other, and enjoying each other's company, and inviting each other to each other's place. And I'll be seeing him again soon, one day. I don't know when, but maybe on my way back from Saudi. I've got to fly past England at some point. Maybe I get dropped off.
Parachute you in?
Parachute out, land at Morecambe Bay. I know the tide twice a day, so I know it's scheduled. I can jump in when it's low, walk right over to the house, knock on the door. The kids will be happy to see me.
I was going to say, you've sort of ingrained yourself within that family, so I'm sure everyone would always welcome you back at Casa de Fury, wherever he's based now in Morecambe.
Yeah, the kids will be told, don't open the door for anybody, and then they open the door for me. Yeah, that kind of.
That says a lot, doesn't it? All right, let's come on to the main event. As a coach who's obviously been involved in, a fight of such big magnitudes with a lot on the line before, talk to me about this fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Anthony Joshua. How do you see it going from the outside looking in? How do you see it playing out? There's a lot of variables, but how do you see it?
For me, for my vision, maybe it's my vision because this is what I want. I want to see a knockout. I want to see somebody get knocked out, and that way we don't have to sit here all night. And that way it just makes boxing exciting for me. I like to see a knockout. I'm a fan of boxing as well as I am a coach and deeply involved in boxing. But I don't watch all boxing. I'm only watching it if I expect to see a knockout, really. And some for any weight division, if I think it's going to be a knockout, then that's when I want to watch it because that's what's exciting to me. That's my get up.
I'm going to say, I can't remember the exact words because there were a few expletives, but I remember, I can't remember if it was the second or third fight with Wilder, and you got Tyson in the corner, and I think you said, "Get that mother out of there," or something along them lines. Is that just part of you who wants to see him go? Go on.
I said, get those mothers and children out of the stadium. That means get a knockout. So if you knock them out, that's getting everybody out of the stadium. That's what I meant when I said.
Let's clear the arena.
Yeah, get that. Yeah, get these mothers out of here. Get the daughters out. Get the sons out. Get the husbands out. But somehow the video didn't pick up all that. Or maybe I just didn't have enough time in between that round to finish my statement.
Yeah, I think the cameras cut away when you got to the mother part. But I think we all knew what you meant. If you were training Anthony Joshua, which you're not, how would you tell him to approach this fight? There's a lot of people who make it out to be so simple. He just has to come forward and use his big man strength and do this. But it isn't as simple as that. So how would you say?
It is that simple.
Is it?
Yeah. Just saying it.
Just.
It is that simple. Just saying it. Yeah.
But doing it
is totally different.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
That's a whole other. That's a whole other situation that, I won't get into because I feel like I know what it is, but for me to sit here and tell everybody, it'd be like, I don't want to give away Emmanuel's secret recipe.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't want to be giving away your secret recipe.
Not that much of it. I don't mind talking about things, but I'm not going to just give it out like that. That's not my character. To just like I'm going to say it and then it doesn't happen, or it does happen. And I can say, oh, see, I told everybody. I don't really care less one way or another. I know what I feel he needs to do, and that's about it. Even if he does something different and gets the job done, it's still I feel like this should have been done, or this should have been addressed, or maybe something like that, But it's all right. It takes time.
Absolutely. Regardless of who wins, in your opinion,
I'm sorry, can I just say one thing?
Of course.
But to be totally honest, what needs to happen is demand Anthony Joshua needs to throw punches.
Yeah.
But in order to throw punches, you need to be able to move your feet. If the guy's in front of you here and then he's over here, I don't expect you to throw punches like this. You got to move your feet to turn to where that man is at to hit him again. So that's quite simple, as everybody's saying.
I think when you've got a man like Usyk who is very good with his feet and how he moves and controls distance, it's a complicated task. But I'm sure Robert Garcia has got him well trained and got him drilled on a specific game plan. So we'll see what happens. Look, final one from me. What do you do away from boxing? How do you release the pressure? Go on, golf. Who wins, you or Tyson? I know you play with Ty Mitchell as well. Who's the best?
Ask all of them who's the boss.
Tyson.
You're looking at him.
You? You?
Do I look like I'm joking?
I think Ty's in Saudi, so I'll ask him if you think you're the best.
Ask him. Ask him. I'm asking him right now. I'm looking right at him right now. I'm looking at Ty. I'm looking at Tyson. I'm looking at whoever else was around that they brought for me, and whatever. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I've got clubs everywhere. I've got clubs in England. Got clubs in Florida, Vegas, Detroit. I carry clubs with me.
Sugar Hill, thanks for giving Into Boxing some of your time. It's been a decent little extended interview. I'd appreciate it.
You know what kind of shirt this is?
Kronk?
This is a golf shirt.
Oh, well, you're the man, aren't you?
You know what kind of hat this is? This is a golf hat.
Yeah.
You know what kind of pants these are? These are
golf pants. But what are these? What are these? What are these?
You know what these are? You know what kind of shoes these are? These are golf shoes.
They're not golf shoes.
They're golf.
They're
look at these two G's on here. Golf, 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 golf.
Golf God. Sugar Hill, I appreciate your time. Thank you for giving us some of it. I know it's a bit late, but Always good to catch up. See you here, baby.